Have you ever had those days where you feel heavy, uncomfortable, or just not quite right and you can't figure out why? You try to go about your day, but something's holding you back. Maybe you haven't been to the bathroom in a day or 2, or 3. It might feel like just a small issue, but over time, it adds up. And let's be honest, when your digestion is off, everything else feels off too. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Constipation becomes much more common as we get older. In fact, many people over 60 start noticing changes in how often they go to the bathroom, how easy or difficult it is, and how they feel afterward. It's not just annoying. It can affect your sleep, your mood, your appetite, and even your energy levels. Now here's the good news, you don't have to live with it. You don't need to rely only on pills or powders either. Science has shown that certain foods can help your body get back on track, naturally and gently. These are not strange or expensive superfoods. They are simple, everyday foods that work with your body, not against it. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 foods that can make a real difference in how your digestion works after 60. These foods help your gut move waste more easily, feed the good bacteria in your belly, and help you feel lighter and more comfortable each day. Let's start with one that's probably already in your kitchen: prunes. Yes, prunes. They might sound old-fashioned, but there's a reason they've been trusted for generations. What makes prunes so special is not just the fiber, though they are full of it. It's the combination of fiber and a natural sugar alcohol called sorbitol. Sorbitol draws water into the intestines, which helps soften the stool and makes it easier to pass. In a study published in Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics, researchers found that people who ate prunes every day had more frequent and comfortable bowel movements than those who didn't. And it doesn't take much, just 4 to 6 prunes a day can be enough. You can eat them plain, mix them into your oatmeal, or blend them into a smoothie if you prefer a softer texture. The key is consistency, adding them to your routine so your body learns to expect and respond to the support they give. Now, while prunes are powerful, there's another food that works in a slightly different way but is just as helpful. I'm talking about oats. Oats are gentle, filling, and incredibly supportive for your digestion. What makes oats special is a kind of fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber helps move things along through your gut, but it also feeds the healthy bacteria living there. Why does that matter? Because your gut bacteria play a big role in how well you digest food, how often you go to the bathroom, and even how your immune system works. When you feed the good bacteria, they create byproducts called short-chain fatty acids, which keep the lining of your gut healthy and strong. Think of oats as not just helping you go. They help keep the whole system in balance. If you're someone who likes to start the day with something warm, oats make a perfect breakfast. You can make traditional oatmeal, or you can try overnight oats in the fridge if you prefer something cold. You can top it with fruits, nuts, or even a spoon of yogurt. Just make sure to choose plain oats rather than sugary packaged versions. Those extra sugars can slow things down, not help. Let's take a moment here and think about what we've just looked at: prunes and oats. Both are simple, natural, and easy to find. They don't require big changes to your diet, but they bring real results. And what they have in common is that they help your body do what it's meant to do. They support, they don't force. That's important, especially as we age. We want to work with our bodies, not push them. Now, while these 2 foods are great on their own, they work even better when combined with other foods that bring variety to your diet and keep things moving smoothly. One of those is something you might already enjoy in your salads or sides, and it has a quiet strength when it comes to gut health: kiwi. Yes, that small green fruit with tiny black seeds. Kiwi might seem like a light snack, but don't let its size fool you. It's packed with fiber, and more importantly, it has an enzyme called actinidin. This enzyme helps break down protein and supports digestion in a unique way. In fact, A study in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating 2 kiwis a day significantly improved bowel habits in older adults with constipation. What makes kiwi stand out is how gentle it is. Many people who struggle with other high-fiber foods find kiwi easier on the stomach. And because it's rich in water and vitamin C, it brings more than just digestive support, it helps with hydration and immunity too. You can slice it and eat it as is, blend it into a smoothie, or even scoop it out with a spoon like a soft-boiled egg. If the green kiwi is too tart for your taste, try the golden variety, it's sweeter and just as effective. So, we've now looked at 3 foods that are natural, easy to prepare, and backed by real science. Prunes to get things moving. Oats to build a stronger, healthier gut. Kiwi to keep digestion smooth and comfortable. When you begin to add these into your regular meals, even in small amounts, you may start to notice that your belly feels lighter. That bloating you used to have after meals? It may start to go away. The discomfort that kept you up at night? You might sleep a little easier. And that sluggish feeling in the morning? It may become a thing of the past. You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need to count calories or buy expensive supplements. It's about making small, smart choices that your body thanks you for. And as we continue, you'll see there are even more options. Other foods that work with your system, support your daily comfort, and bring your digestive health back into balance. Now that we've explored some of the first steps toward feeling better every day, let's keep going. With one more food that's not only helpful, but also quite versatile, chia seeds. At first glance, chia seeds might seem too small to make a difference. But don't let their size fool you. These tiny seeds are rich in fiber, especially soluble fiber, which helps pull water into your stool and make it easier to pass. In just 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, you get about 5 grams of fiber. That's a big boost in such a small amount. What makes chia seeds even more interesting is how they absorb water. When you soak them in liquid, like water, milk, or even yogurt, they form a gel-like coating. This gel is what helps keep the contents of your digestive tract soft and easy to move. It also helps you feel full longer, which can be helpful if you're trying to manage your weight or avoid snacking too much between meals. If you haven't tried chia before, a good place to start is by adding them to your breakfast. You can mix a spoonful into your oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or make something called chia pudding. That's just chia seeds soaked overnight in milk or a milk alternative. Add a bit of fruit, and you have a tasty, filling, and gut-friendly treat. One tip: when adding more fiber to your diet, including chia, always make sure to drink enough water. Fiber needs water to do its job properly. Without it, you might feel even more backed up. A simple glass of water with each meal can make a big difference when you're increasing fiber slowly. Let's move to the final food on our list, something most people enjoy, but don't always think of as a digestion helper. I'm talking about beans. Whether it's black beans, lentils, chickpeas, or kidney beans, these foods are rich in both soluble and insoluble fiber. That means they help soften your stool and also add bulk, helping to push things through your system naturally. Beans are also a great source of plant protein and important minerals like magnesium and potassium, which support muscle function, including the muscles in your digestive tract. Some studies, like those found in Nutrients Journal, have shown that eating legumes regularly can lead to more consistent and comfortable bowel movements, especially in older adults. The best part? Beans are easy to work into many meals. You can add a scoop to a salad, mash them into a spread, mix them into soups, or stir them into a stew. If you're concerned about gas or bloating, start with small portions and rinse canned beans well before eating. Cooking your own from dry beans can also help reduce this problem. Now that we've gone through all 5 foods, prunes, oats, kiwi, chia seeds, and beans, you might be thinking, do I need to eat all of them every day? The answer is no. The goal is not to make things complicated. It's to make them easier. You don't need to change your entire diet. Start with just one or two of these foods and see how your body responds. Maybe you have oats for breakfast and a spoonful of chia seeds in your yogurt. Or maybe you snack on a few prunes in the afternoon and have beans with dinner. These foods are flexible, which means you can make them fit your tastes and your routine. But more important than what you eat on a single day is what you do most of the time. When you give your body the right kinds of fiber and hydration over days and weeks, your system adjusts. You may find that going to the bathroom becomes less of a struggle and more of a regular, easy part of your day. That means less straining, less discomfort, and less stress about when or if things will happen. And remember, it's not just about food. Moving your body, staying well hydrated, and managing stress all support better digestion. But food is often the most direct and natural way to see real change, especially when the foods are as simple and familiar as these. If you've been dealing with constipation for a while, it's easy to feel discouraged. But the body is always changing, and it's always ready to respond to what you give it. Even after 60, even after years of problems, small choices can lead to real improvement. You deserve to feel comfortable in your body. You deserve mornings that start without bloating or pain, meals that don't leave you feeling full and sluggish, and evenings where you can relax instead of worrying about what your gut will or won't do. And while it may take a bit of patience and some trial and error, these foods are a good place to begin. We've looked at 5 foods, each with their own strengths. Together, they give your gut what it needs to stay active and healthy. But there's still more you can do to support your digestion and feel your best. Some foods may surprise you with their effect. Some habits may turn out to be just as helpful as what you eat. Let's keep going from here by talking about how to bring everything together in a way that actually works for your daily life. Because even when you know which foods can help, the hardest part is often turning that knowledge into a routine that's easy and enjoyable to follow. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you thought about how much water you're drinking? It might seem unrelated to food, but it's one of the most important parts of improving digestion, especially when you're adding more fiber. Fiber needs water to work properly. Without it, fiber can actually make constipation worse. That's why staying hydrated is just as important as eating the right foods. Now, this doesn't mean you need to drink a gallon of water a day. That's not necessary. But having a glass of water with each meal, and sipping throughout the day, can really help. Herbal teas and water-rich foods like soups, cucumbers, and melons also count toward your hydration. Just watch out for too much caffeine or alcohol, since those can dry you out. You might also find it helpful to pay attention to how and when you eat. Slowing down at meals, chewing well, and giving your body time to digest all play a role in how comfortable you feel afterward. As we age, digestion naturally slows a bit. Eating smaller, more frequent meals rather than 2 or 3 large ones can often feel better and keep things moving more smoothly. Another helpful step is gentle movement. You don't need a gym membership or a high-intensity workout. A short walk after a meal, light stretching in the morning, or even simple chair exercises can help stimulate digestion and reduce the chances of constipation. Movement helps your body use the food you eat more efficiently, and it encourages your intestines to stay active, too. Some people also find that keeping a simple journal of what they eat and how they feel helps them understand what works best. You might notice that kiwi in the morning helps more than oats, or that chia works better when paired with fruit. Everyone's body is a little different, and paying attention to your own patterns can lead to better results over time. It's also important to give yourself time. Many of us want fast results. We want to eat a prune and have everything fixed by tomorrow. But the body doesn't always work that way, especially when you've been dealing with digestive problems for years. The good news is that change does come. And often, once your body starts to adjust, it responds faster and more consistently. If you're adding more fiber to your meals and not seeing changes right away, don't give up. Give it at least a couple of weeks. Increase fiber slowly, drink plenty of water, and try to keep stress low. All of these things work together. One supports the other. And that brings us to something really important: being kind to yourself in the process. Dealing with constipation, especially over time, can feel frustrating. You might feel embarrassed to talk about it, or tired of trying different things without much success. But please know this: you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Your digestive system has been working for you your entire life. It's been through changes, stress, illness, medication, and all kinds of different foods. It's okay if it needs a little help now. Supporting it with natural, science-backed foods isn't just a short-term fix, it's a way of showing your body some care and attention it truly deserves. Let's quickly go over what we've explored together, not as a list to memorize, but as a gentle reminder of the tools now within your reach. You have prunes, helping soften and move stool with their special sugar and fiber blend. You have oats, feeding your gut and helping keep digestion smooth. Kiwi brings its gentle power with fiber and enzymes. Chia seeds offer hydration in bulk, forming that helpful gel in your gut. And beans support regularity while offering long-lasting fullness and important nutrients. Together, these 5 foods form a foundation for better digestion, less discomfort, and more daily comfort. Now imagine how your days could feel when your body is working better. Mornings can begin without that bloated, stuck feeling. Meals can feel satisfying but not heavy. And evenings can be more peaceful, with less worry about discomfort or irregularity. These small changes can create real freedom, a more enjoyable, active life, no matter your age. And you don't have to do it all alone. In fact, we'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these foods? What worked for you? What didn't? Leave a comment below and share your experience. You might be surprised how many people feel just like you, and how your words might help someone else feel a little less alone. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We share content focused on real health tips for life after 60, simple, natural habits that help you feel your best without pressure or confusion. Remember, small steps matter. A few changes in what you eat, a bit more water, a little movement, and a mindset of care can lead to big results over time. You've made it through so many stages of life already, you absolutely have the strength and wisdom to make this one feel better too. Here's to feeling lighter, stronger, and more comfortable every day. Here's to living your best life at any age.